people ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Fuck no. Like, I don't even,
This is genuinely such a hard watch. All right, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Today we're taking a look at an embarrassing situation, to say the least. This is definitely one of the stories of all time. This story involves one of the ex-members from the Try Guys, which personally, I've never watched their content, but they've grown a huge following. I guess I was living under a rock. But they were a YouTube duo that used to have 4 members, including a particular fella named Ned Fulmer. Now, Ned wasn't the smartest guy on the block, or the most faithful. 3 years ago, he was kicked off of the Try Guys due to a cheating scandal that ended up being true. So essentially, he was just fired for cheating on his wife with his assistant, out of all people. He straight up betrayed his wife, all because he got horny at work one day, I guess. A story as old as time at this point. It was real unfortunate news, but the irony of it was that this guy branded his entire image around being the wife guy who was incredibly faithful and who loved his wife a lot. He would project that image on screen, but when the cameras turned off, I guess that persona dropped and he cheated on his wife with his assistant. Just complete two-faced activity that actually got exposed by the internet. He was caught by the internet in this case. Apparently these allegations were spreading on the internet with proof provided, so he was kind of cooked from that point forward, and his wife eventually saw the proof and eventually realized that she was being cheated on, which is obviously terrible. Like, nobody deserves to go through that shit. Imagine being cheated on and then you find out through the internet, bro. That's a different level of heartbreak and just straight betrayal, especially since this guy was married to his wife for around 15 years, I think, at this point. The situation was just devastating and sad and also a bit ironic, and people definitely called out how shady and shitty he was for this, with how much harm he caused to his family. And the assistant in this case ruined her own marriage too, because the assistant that Ned Fulmer cheated on his wife with also was married. So this was just a shit show, bro. This was just a complete disaster that resulted in a failed marriage and him being kicked from the Try Guys as well, which in my opinion is a good move from them. It's hard to trust somebody as a friend, let alone a business partner, if they can't even handle their own intimate relationships with honesty. What makes you think they're gonna be honest with their work or casual relationships? So it makes total sense to me why he got kicked from the Try Guys after this whole situation went down. And this was 3 years ago, I believe. But after this all unfolded, and after he was exposed to be the bad guy, he decided to take a break from the internet for like 3 years. He completely just ducked it. But fast forward 3 years later, he comes back with a podcast of his own. And the very first episode is him bringing his wife onto the show to talk about how she got cheated on and how she feels about it. And oh my god, this was a disaster. This was beyond cringe. So if y'all don't have your cringe goggles ready, you're gonna need them for this one. This was just brutal and very, very embarrassing for him. I don't know why he made this call. I don't know why he made this episode. And as we sit through and watch this, you'll notice how he doesn't really care to explore much of the damage that he caused to his wife, and he kind of passes off this whole situation as if he's not the villain in it. It's some real self-centered work, and this entire podcast episode just serves as a lesson for how to not take accountability properly for the wrongdoings you cause. Like, I believe he blamed the internet at one point for this whole situation happening. Like, he blamed the people exposing him for cheating, which to me is just such a pussy move. Like, you're really blaming the people that are exposing you for being dishonest to your wife of 15 years that you've had a child with. I think anybody would side with the people who were exposing you. But let me stop yapping about this episode and actually just show you how bad this was.
Strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it rather than just being in like a therapy setting.
Oh, heck yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room. Absolutely.
Would have been a W clip if you ask me. So in the very beginning of the episode, she's expressing how awkward this is. She's just like, yo, I don't know why I'm doing this. I want to walk out. This was all his idea, by the way, to dedicate an entire episode of her talking about her pain that he caused. And throughout this entire episode, he just kind of hopes for them to stay together in a way, while also making it painfully obvious that he hasn't taken any accountability for this whole situation.
Hi, I'm Ned Fulmer.
Aye.
3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer.
That's crazy.
It became a massive public scandal
Yeah.
that caused a lot of pain to a lot of people.
It wasn't the public scandal, it was you. This is exactly what I mean. He blames this entire situation on the internet for exposing him. And while I do understand the internet can be ruthless and brutal at times, all the internet did in this case was just expose him. Like, he frames it as if the internet like doxed him or swatted him or something like that. It's so dramatic and just an easy scapegoat for him to shift the blame towards anybody but himself. Truly pathetic.
I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy who talked about his relationship and put that out there for public consumption.
By the way, this vocal fry of his, this long, it's going to last the entire episode. I hope you're ready. But yes, you heard him. He represented himself as the wife guy of the group, and his entire personality apparently revolved around like praising his wife and talking about how much he loved his wife, which is what makes this whole situation so ironic and truly evil if you think about it. Like, this guy was portraying a complete fake image of himself for the public to view and also for his wife to view. He manipulated his wife with a false persona, and then behind closed doors he cheated on his wife with his producer and destroyed a family in the process. Like, this guy is comically shitty.
And you, as a viewer, I know that I broke your trust.
Yeah.
One step is to publicly witness the pain of my partner, Ariel. This is a conversation with Ariel in this video. It's painful at times. It's honest, vulnerable, brutal.
It's a humiliation ritual, if we're keeping it real. Like, I don't know why he decided to launch this podcast with the first episode being his wife's pain. And mind you, he frames this entire podcast theme around listening to people's rock bottom moments. Like, bro, you are not a therapist. You need therapy. You just destroyed a family and now you're trying to act like a fucking podcast therapist? Like, bro, they need to make microphone equipments way more expensive.
As disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle.
Oh, I was disappointed I got caught, guys. I didn't want you guys to find out. That's what it's reading as right now. One thing people need to really realize, oh my god, my grammar level is cooked. Nah, but for real though, one thing people need to really realize is that what comes around goes around, bro. Like, if you're doing bad stuff in private, in the dark, eventually all that's going to come to light. I don't know how people haven't figured that out yet, especially this guy at his grown age. Sure, people might get away with stuff for a long time, but I do believe that good always wins in the end over evil. But yeah, especially if you're a public figure, like, people are eventually going to find out about the trashy stuff you do. And he's over here like, I was really disappointed that this turned into a public spectacle. It's just so tone deaf. You are not the victim, bruh.
I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that is the reason that she can't move forward with any sort of public thing without addressing this. So this is that.
This is such a gross move, and I'm about to explain why. I believe he's doing this just to jumpstart his podcast and to capitalize off the attention of this situation and to just stay relevant overall. That's what I believe. He passes this off as like him trying to help his wife move on from the situation. I don't believe that's his intention with this at all, and you'll see why as this episode plays. Unironically, I would imagine that this episode did help his wife move on, but not for the reasons he thinks. As you watch this episode, you'll notice that he tries to frame this episode as if they're both victims. So it seems like he's just trying to like dodge accountability and then hope for her back or something like that through talking about this with her publicly or something. I don't even know. I really don't know his thought process behind this, and I don't think I'd want to know.
To strangers, it's like, oh, let's exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
right?
Here's mine, but couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And three, don't Google me.
Don't Google me.
Don't Google me.
You
Just
probably don't want to Google me.
Get to know me first.
Yeah, don't look up the fact that I cheated on my wife. Wouldn't want you to know that. This is pathetic behavior on full display. Like the fact that he's more concerned about a potential future partner finding out the truth about him more than he's concerned about taking true accountability for what he caused in the first place, not the internet. It's just pathetic. Like he really can't swallow the fact that he's in the wrong for this. And best believe he spends this entire episode not talking at all about how wrong he is. He instead points his focus to the internet and about how terrible he's felt throughout this, when in reality, the wife's probably feeling 10 times worse. She's the real victim in this case. And it's like throughout this whole entire episode, you'll see how Ned doesn't care to explore his role as the villain in this case.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me, or the sum of your past for you. We are still friends. We have children together. We go on trips together.
Right.
Like, there's a spectrum of being together, not together.
Right.
Like there's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item? Are you guys still a couple? Like, no. We really haven't been at all this last 3 years.
No, we haven't. People ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not. How can you forgive somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you?
I mean, she's just spitting facts here. This is just common sense, too. Cheating is betrayal, especially if it's a 15-year marriage. Oh my God, with a child, that's true betrayal. And with Ned Fulmer barely taking any accountability, I can see why she doesn't forgive him still. Bottom line, nobody deserves to go through cheating. That is like one of the worst experiences ever. I can speak from experience.
No. Fuck no. I don't even. It's. Sorry, I saw red for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no.
It's hard to hear you saying like, fuck no, I don't forgive you.
Really? Is it? It's hard. Oh my, like what a response. Not even a, that's understandable. Not even a, I get it. Just no, it's hard to hear you say that. I know I betrayed the whole entire family by fucking my assistant, but you not being able to forgive me for that, it just hurts me to my core. Like, bro, maybe if you took a little bit more acknowledgement of your role in this situation and how you were the villain and how you caused this, then maybe she would have been a little more forgiving. And even if she wasn't, that's valid. Like, you consciously chose to destroy your marriage. If you cheated on your partner, especially of 15 years, you should expect them to be angry. Anger is the valid reaction to being cheated on.
What was that moment like when everything changed for you?
Everything changed for you.
Awful, obviously.
What was it like when you had to find out through the internet that I cheated on you? What a fucking question. Like, he goes on a streak of dumb questions in this interview, or just tone-deaf questions, I guess I should say. He does a really good job proving how out of touch he is, that's for sure.
I think there was a lot of sort of delusions and rationalizations that you, as the person doing that, sort of are telling yourself as to why it's not so bad, or why it's going to be okay, or why actually this talked about it in this way. And then it's like, I remember that moment, it all just kind of like fell down, where I totally could see how devastated and just completely traumatized you were. And then it was just like, oh, everything changed for me as well. I'm like, oh no, this is like, I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
What a realization, Ned. Holy shit. Notice how he says this after he got caught. He doesn't detail that, like, he felt remorseful or regretful of hurting his wife while he was cheating. He only feels remorseful and regretful after the internet caught him doing it, which basically means he doesn't feel remorseful for the actual action. I firmly believe that. This is just a shitty way for him to get his shitty podcast started.
You didn't realize until then?
Well, you know, but then there's other things you tell yourself to kind of sort of compartmentalize, or I guess.
This is the most BS answer ever, bruh. Oh my God. Every cheater knows what they're doing, bruh. Every single cheater knows that they're hurting somebody in the process of it. But watch how his wife reacted to that BS statement.
Interesting.
This shit just gets more awkward by the minute.
It's sort of a, you know, it's like a addictive cycle, kind of feeling really guilty and ashamed, and then telling yourself the ways in which it's, you know, kind of just lying to yourself, and then yeah.
I'm sorry, but why is he the focus? Like, why are we talking about how he felt throughout this? This is so fucking boring. I don't know why he thought this was a good idea to do this episode in the first place and also frame it in this way. He's just humiliating himself. Cheaters are embarrassing. I firmly believe that, like, there's a disgusting reaction that we all get towards cheaters because they're gross people. And to cheat and then make an entire episode about how you cheated, but you're not really taking full accountability for it, and then you're just like milking your wife's pain for views, that's just mega gross. Later on in the episode, they finally explore how the wife felt, and this is how it went.
Well, what did you do to make him look elsewhere? You know, were you not a good enough wife? Were you not, did you not make him happy enough? You know? And there was so much shame there. And I'm so tired of holding that. I'm so tired of holding it.
And she shouldn't have to. But unfortunately, because of this guy's unfaithfulness and his inability to address his own wrongs, she has to feel that. She has to carry that. Essentially, what I'm saying is this is all his fault, and that should have been obvious from the jump. But yeah, pretty disgusting how this episode was framed. This seems just like a clear power move on his end to jumpstart his little shitty podcast. I don't know why bro thinks he's gonna play the therapist role. Dude, you're a literal cheater. As I said earlier, this couple is still together, and I would hope that they get a divorce sometime soon, because one, they're already separated, and two, I think it would be better for the kid. You know, having an environment where two parents don't love each other anymore, I think indirectly can harm a child and create an unhealthy environment that can affect a child. I do think it'd be more positive and beneficial for the child if they were just separated completely. And I hope that after this episode, she realized how much of a piece of shit this dude was, because I don't know if it could get any clearer after this episode. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions. With that all being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And if y'all want to see more content like this in the future, then feel free to subscribe. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure y'all are staying hydrated, safe, and healthy. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.